so I feel like I'm not really in that mind frame, so bear with me. But if you've come to some of my other events, you've already heard this before. And if I miss a line, it's okay. It's called spoken word poetry. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. This is for Cambodia, an ancient land of dreamers and builders, sorrow and strength. This is for the hidden apsara in all of us, beauty beneath brown flesh. This is for the children of Cambodia, for those who left and those who never chose the leaving. This is for those who are still looking for home and those who built new homes in faraway places. This is for everything that we are and everything that we are becoming, because we are the ones who will keep our culture alive. We arrived at the camps with nothing but the clothes on our backs. I remember my 5-year-old fingers gripping the back of my father's wet neck, arms locked like strands of rope, a noose at times tightening and loosening to the noises in the jungle, my legs wrapped around his back, bending and branching like fresh jungle twigs. He told me it was a game, and at times we'd have to run, sometimes running so fast my legs swung loosely, knees beating against his back, and how he sweated all those miles away, shirt soaked and trembling heartbeat. Even the thick foliage couldn't guard us from the sense of fear that loitered around us, couldn't shield us from the torch in the sky that followed us everywhere until the moon swallowed us into the night, couldn't silence the way the darkness teased us with the imagined limbs of lost children, the illusions cracking. As we stepped on brittle branches, there was no time for hesitations, only slivers of moments when we waited for the night to slip faster into the day, and how my father's feet screamed a silent din which never quite rose above that jungle canopy, his legs like iron pegs burning at the stump with each step, and how he heaved me on his back, all those miles make believing it was just another father-daughter game. A piggyback ride, he told me. A long piggyback ride, he said. The last piggyback ride, he promised. And when it was over, he said we would never have to run again. Given. The Khmer Rouge regime lasted 3 years, 8 months, and 20 days. Given suffered losses during the time of the Khmer Rouge. Given, individuals who return home are not the same people they were when they left. So prove. These survivors must learn to live with the sudden death of 2 million people. Prove. My father says there is nothing to go back to. Nothing. Prove the journey never ends for the refugee. I will return to a country I have never known that burns a hole inside my heart the size of home. When I arrive, will I recognize loss if she came to greet me at the airport? Will she help me with my bags, usher me through customs? Will she take me to my birth village, point me to the graves of ancestors? Will she share her silence with me? Will she embrace me? Will I ask these same questions, or will I be asked to prove my belonging? Do I begin by pulling out remnants of my broken tongue, hunt for similarities in a sea of strangers, spot the same cheekbones on a little girl as she smiles, selling meaningless trinkets, find a boy with that thick, unmanageable wave of hair that kinks near his ears, close in on an old man with a nose broad and brown and rounded soft, catch a familiar scowl from an ashy-haired woman who sees me first? Or will I need to look even deeper, scan for eyes gouged with the same obsidian tint of regret as mine? Consider texture on dry flesh that easily flinches in a forest of touch. Watch for veins beneath wrists that have stared down the teeth of razors. Trace cracked lines on open, callous palms. Do I stitch a patchwork of borrowed resemblances to justify my birthright? Or will I be at a loss for words? I often think about our leaving and all we left behind. Imagined our lives without this exodus. Dreamt of days when I could speak to loss, to tell her we didn't choose to leave. We didn't choose to leave. We didn't choose to leave. The leaving chose us. I wonder once I had visited loss, where she stamped my exit visa. Absence is a gut-wrenching bellow for home. Absence is my name left behind in a scurry. Absence are these letters written so long ago. Absence, these buildings emptied out over time. Absence is my father's face wounded open. Absence is my mother's face wounded open. It is this absence that propels the living to remember. Lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. To the earth we have come, and to the earth we shall return. This is dedicated to Amy and Lindy.